Hello students, Professor Piggy here. Today we gather in the Cybersecurity Barnyard to study one of the most dangerous threats to any organization, the human vector. Firewalls can be hardened and servers can be patched, but when a clever wolf whispers the right words into the right ears, even the strongest castle can creak. That whispering art is called social engineering, and for your CompTIA exams you must know it precisely and completely. Social engineering is the practice of using social tactics to manipulate individuals into revealing confidential information or performing actions they would not normally perform. It is typically low-tech and relies on psychological manipulation rather than software exploitation. The objective is often to obtain credentials, bypass security controls, or convince a target to execute malicious code. The attack surface is the human mind, and the wolf studies it carefully. Common delivery methods include phishing, email, vishing, voice, and smishing, SMS/text. Attackers use flattery, conning, assumed authority, urgency, fear, and curiosity to influence behavior. They may impersonate authorized personnel, encourage risky actions, or request sensitive information under false pretenses. These tactics work because humans are conditioned to be helpful, respectful of authority, and responsive to urgency. The wolf does not break the lock when he can convince the pig to open the door. A famous illustration of social manipulation appears in the film Catch Me If You Can, where Frank Abagnale Jr. successfully impersonated pilots and doctors through confidence and deception. While Hollywood adds drama, the underlying principle is real. Attackers gather small pieces of information, build credibility, and exploit trust. On your exam, remember that impersonation and pretexting are core elements of social engineering. Consider a phone-based scenario where an attacker claims to be from the IT department and requests a user's password for an upgrade. This technique combines authority, urgency, and helpfulness. The correct defensive posture is simple and absolute. Users must never disclose passwords, and organizations must enforce policies that prohibit credential sharing under any circumstances. This is a classic example of vishing, voice phishing. Attackers are often more subtle than a direct password request. They may ask for information used in password reset questions, such as the name of a first pet or childhood friend. This is a form of elicitation, where information is obtained without directly requesting the protected asset. When individuals overshare on social media, the wolf gathers intelligence without even needing to speak. Shoulder surfing is the act of observing a user's screen or keyboard to obtain sensitive information. It may occur in person or through cameras placed near input devices such as ATMs. Screen filters and proper monitor placement mitigate this threat by restricting viewing angles. A simple shift in desk orientation can block the wolf's line of sight. Impersonation involves pretending to be someone else to gain access or information. An attacker may pose as a technician to enter a server room and install a rogue access point. Identity verification procedures, badge checks, and strict access controls reduce the likelihood of success. Trust must always be verified, not assumed. Disinformation involves providing false information to manipulate a target's behavior. A hoax is a common example, often distributed by email and warning of non-existent threats. Users may be tricked into deleting critical files or reconfiguring systems unnecessarily. Even without malware, operational disruption and help desk overload can cause real damage. CompTIA calls this misinformation or disinformation. Tailgating occurs when an unauthorized individual follows an authorized person into a restricted area without presenting credentials. Piggybacking is similar and often done out of courtesy, such as holding a door open. An access control vestibule, also known as a man-trap, is a physical security control that allows only one individual to pass at a time. Turnstiles and guarded entry points also mitigate this risk by enforcing single-person authentication. Dumpster diving is the practice of searching through discarded materials to obtain sensitive information. Attackers may recover directories, organizational charts, or documents containing personally identifiable information and protected health information. Proper disposal methods include shredding and incineration. Trash is treasure to the wolf if the pigs are careless. A watering hole attack targets a group by compromising a website they frequently visit. Instead of attacking the primary target directly, the attacker infects a trusted site with malware. When users visit the site, malicious code attempts to exploit vulnerabilities on their systems, often leveraging zero-day exploits. The strategy is patience, waiting at the digital watering hole for prey to arrive. Business email compromise, or BEC, is a targeted attack that impersonates executives or authority figures to request financial transactions or sensitive data. Attackers may spoof email addresses and carefully mimic writing styles. Strong email security controls, multi-factor authentication, and strict verification procedures for financial requests reduce the risk. Never process urgent financial changes without out-of-band verification. Typo squatting occurs when an attacker registers a domain name similar to a legitimate one to deceive users. A minor misspelling can redirect victims to malicious websites hosting drive-by downloads or credential harvesting pages. Users should verify URLs carefully, and organizations should monitor for fraudulent domain registrations. A single swapped letter can lead straight to the wolf's den. Brand impersonation involves creating fraudulent communications or websites that mimic legitimate companies. Attackers replicate logos, formatting, and language to harvest credentials or financial information. Phishing emails frequently leverage well-known technology companies to create urgency about compromised accounts. Verification through official channels is essential before responding to such requests. Elicitation is the act of obtaining information indirectly through conversation. Techniques include active listening, reflective questioning, false statements designed to provoke correction, and bracketing with numeric ranges. The attacker builds rapport, encourages disclosure, and gradually extracts sensitive details. The target often feels they are simply engaging in friendly dialogue. Pretexting is a social engineering technique in which the attacker fabricates a believable scenario to justify a request for information or access. The success of pretexting depends on preparation and research. Attackers gather background details to strengthen credibility and reduce suspicion. Security awareness training and strict verification policies are primary defenses. Students, the greatest firewall is an informed mind. Technical controls are essential, but they must be paired with user education, clear procedures, and a culture of verification. The wolf thrives on haste, fear, and blind trust, yet he stumbles when faced with calm skepticism and enforced policy. Stay alert, verify identities, protect credentials, and think before you click. If this lesson helped you fortify your barn against the wolf, be sure to like and subscribe for more cybersecurity wisdom from your favorite professor. Oink!